Hey everybody, happy Halloween. It is October 31st and I don't have my costume. Hold on. Oh wait, I do have my costume. One second. Here I am, my costume. I told you I had a costume for Halloween, but I'm just joking. Just a cereal box. But here we are with Opendoor Technology and a lot of excitement coming into next week. And here we go. We're going to look at the chart and the news about Opendoor Technology. Let's go. Let's look at the chart first, and then we'll go to the news about Opendoor Technology and what's coming up next week. The weekly chart, mildly bullish. Have a red candle here, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad, a red candle, because we're not in a downtrend. Daily chart looks very bullish. Looks like we're trying to do an uptrend again with a bullish trend going upward to test this 855, and the next resistance is going to be 885 to $9. We did good today. We did good. The whole market in general was kind of volatile, going up, down, up, down. Nvidia, for example, was going up, and it came down, and then it tried to go up again, then it came down again, but Opendoor held its ground. Look at the 4-hour chart for Opendoor today, and all green candles on a 4-hourly chart. The 1-hour chart, we're talking about 2 green candles, then we consolidated for 3 hours straight, then we went up again and consolidated again for about 2 hours and a half. So not bad at all. We went to almost $8. Almost went to $8. Oh, we did actually. We went to $8.02 around 11:30 Eastern time, but we couldn't hold that. If we're going to break $8, I'm thinking it's going to be sometime early next week, going into the earnings for Opendoor Technology. And let's look at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart just went up and straight consolidation pretty much all the rest of the day after we touched that $8.02. In Opendoor, it really looked good today. It didn't really have real big moves, but it did go from 711 to 777. Wow. I just noticed that. Yesterday we closed yesterday's low at 711, and today we closed at 777. So I don't know if that's a sign. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know. People playing around, market makers playing around. I don't know. But we closed at 777. After hours, last buy-in was $7.79 for Opendoor Technology. I already drew the support and resistance lines for Opendoor before I started this video. And the support was 771 and resistance at 782. I drew that already. And it looked like we're trading in that area after hours. So it did go below 771 a little bit, and then it came back up again. So that's good. And it's holding that support at 771. It's trying to break that resistance at 782, but it hasn't done it yet. 771, 782 is resistance, and we need to break that at 788. To make Opendoor go up a lot, we really need a lot of volume. I was saying this earlier when I went on YouTube Live. If you want to join my YouTube Live, just subscribe to this channel, turn on your notifications. It should show when I go live. That's what it should show. I'm not sure how it works, but turn the notifications on and subscribe, and it'll say when I go live. I went live when this was at like 7 what was it? I think at 771, and I said a crucial break is about to happen soon. 780, that was a crucial break that we needed to break. Opendoor Technology, we're at 770, we need to break 780, and when I went live we're at 771, and we broke 780, and then we went up to 780.92. Went to 792. So if you was on my live notification and you bought some calls maybe or some shares, I mean, you had to buy a lot because that was a small move. It went from 771 to 792 in a short period of time. I usually go live when I see something huge about to happen. When I was covering BYND for a short time, I said BYND is about to come up. I said BYND is about to explode, and it did. It went up a lot, BYND, when I was live. And when I saw Opendoor about to break a crucial point, I went live as well. Went from 771 to 792. Next week is the important week for Opendoor Technology. I mean, it's going to be very important. I saw that some people sold yesterday in Opendoor Technology around, I think, 740. But you sold the hype, you know. People were selling before the hype. A lot of times stocks run before the hype of the news or before the hype of the earnings. A lot of times when a stock is down a lot and there's about to be some kind of hype or some kind of news coming up, the stock will go up if the stock is already down. Now, if the stock is up a lot and there's some kind of hype or news coming out, sometimes the stock will sell off and then go back up from the news if the news is good. But Opendoor, as you can see, is down, right? It was at $8 for a long time, and then it came down to the $7.11 area. And hype for next week is coming. So since Opendoor was down to $7.11, it's only natural for it to come up from the hype. So that's why it was a big indicator that Opendoor is about to come up. The stock is down a lot, so hype and news is coming next week. So it's starting to trend up. It's going up. It's going up. It's a possibility that Opendoor go to the $8 area next week, but we have to break that $8. Then we have to break that $8.20, $8.25 area. That's going to be crucial. Actually, $8.20 to $8.30. That's going to be a crucial area. If we can break the $8.30 area, we're talking about $8.85, possible $9 next week. If we can, keep going up from the hype. And then when the earnings come out, what's going to happen is that if the earnings is good, if the Q&A session is good, if the Robinhood hype is good, because Opendoor is going to be with Robinhood for the earnings. We're going to be doing a live session on the Robinhood app exclusively. But Robinhood is going to be partner up with Opendoor to do this earnings. So if the news is good, the earnings is good, the data looks decent, and we have forward-looking guidance, and we have a nice earnings call, then where can we go? Where can we go as far as price? As far as price, if the earnings is good, say we trade in the $8 area, maybe $8, $8.20 area next week. Or if we trade in the high sevens where we're at right now. Say we trade between 765 to 790 next week. Or if we go to the 820 area and just relax and consolidate, because there is some heavy resistance at the 820. Huge resistance. So if we trade between 775 and 820, what could happen is if the earnings is good, everything else is good. For the earnings call, the guidance is good. We can go from 820, possibly 885 to the $9 area again. Probably 925, 930. If earnings is good and everything looks good. 885 to 930, that's what we're looking at. Now, if it's something crazy, then we can test at $10 for Opendoor for next week. If the earnings is good and everything. But, if everything is not good, it's kind of sluggish, guidance isn't that great, then we're talking about probably low $7 again. I don't see it going down to low $6 because we did hit the 623 area right here, and then we bounced up really hard from that. It went from 623 all the way to 844 when we hit that support at the $6 area. We have a lot of support in the $6 range. It's been noted time and time again from me and other institutions and other new agencies that also study and analyze Opendoor. There's a lot of support in the $6 area. And there's a lot of institutions who bought in the $6 area. Mentioned before, Jane Street is in around the $9 area. And for Opendoor CEO to get cash bonus, he needs the Opendoor to go much higher, to $33 for the maximum bonus. He needs $33 a share for the maximum bonus for Opendoor. There you have it for next week. And let's look at the news. So here we go, Opendoor Technology. It says Opendoor meteoric 1,600% rally. Because remember, it started from 54 cents. Or either 52 or 54, one of the two. Can their real estate disruptor keep soaring, or will it stumble next? So we'll find out next week. Will it keep going, or will it stumble? We'll find out for sure next week. Guaranteed. This is probably going to be the biggest week for Opendoor in a long time. Some highlights: Opendoor has seen its stock rocket from under $1 in June 2025 to a high of $10.87 in mid-September, which is a 1,600% jump. And this is why I keep telling people that, Opendoor is going to go up, based on earnings and news in the housing market. But you can't expect everything to just jump up right now too fast, because they already had a 1,600% increase. So we had to slow down a little bit and work our way back up. We had a leadership shakeup and a crypto pivot. Opendoor appointed former Shopify COO, and we have a new CEO. The company also announced plans to accept Bitcoin to purchase homes, also sparking optimism for the AI-driven turnaround. we're going to get more into AI. Some analysts are skeptical. They're saying that Opendoor could go back to $1 or $2, but Morgan Stanley just gave a price target for $6. So I'm not too sure about that. Technical trends for Opendoor. The stock found support around this mid $6 range in October, which I mentioned before, bouncing off the $6.80 in October 22nd, suggesting dip buyers to step in. So I'm not the only one seeing the support at $6 for Opendoor. Now here's the thing for Opendoor, the data for the earnings. It says management has already warned that the Q3 revenue will plunge 50% year over year to 0.87 billion, with the company slipping back into a net loss after a slim profit in Q2. These weak expectations have largely been priced in. So there you go. Why is Opendoor not going up? They're saying that these weak margins that's to come, because they already know that the Q3 isn't going to be that great for its data. So it could be already priced in. So what that means is that any positive surprise, a milder revenue drop, or upbeat outlook from the new CEO could spark a relief rally. That's what I said earlier about it could possibly hit the $9, $10, a relief rally, because we thought earnings was going to be bad, but it wasn't as bad as we thought. While disappointing results or outlook could rekindle volatility. Very disappointing outlook for a data could see the low $6 or the mid $6 if it's way worse than we expected. Investors are eagerly waiting commentary on new initiatives like Opendoor AI-driven product updates during the earnings call. So that's what we have. Probably not going to have good data, but let's not make it worse than expected. Let's make it on par or better than expected. And then we have the earnings call. We got to have a good guidance. We got to see the CEO saying the outlook is good for housing. Interest rates are dropping. Things are slowly getting back to where it should be. Also that they're starting to see people buy houses and new home buyers get into the market. So on the call, we got to talk about the future, not talk about what's going on right now. Talk about how the company can reverse and bring AI into it, how the crypto market can also help the company as well. And also saying that, we're at the bottom. We can only go up from here. The housing boom is supposed to happen around 2026. Talk about that too. That's good. We got to spark some confidence into investors to get more people buying. That's what we need to do. And once again, the earnings will be on November 6th, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Robinhood app. It's going to be a live Q&A session. So it's going to be different. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And if you like Opendoor Technology, you like commentary, you like staying updated with the news, subscribe. Enjoy your holiday. Take care.